The Enderby. It is the place, because I don't think it's necessarily a sporting pub, but it's definitely a catch up and have
more
some good
bistro in it.
It is a nice bistro. It's got the beautiful river views, as Chris was
It's got
saying.
lovely views.
Lovely views. Unparalleled. There's a lot of places in Greenwich that have lovely views, but this is
Well, it's a lovely area to live. So
it is. And it's an even lovelier area to do a pubcast. So shall we crack on with the boys?
Let's
go.
Area.
Let's do it.
Let's crack on.
Alrighty, so holy smokes. England have had a proper World Cup so far. Hands up who stayed up and watched the game.
Well, yeah, I was working a night shift, so I stayed up with my work colleagues again and watched the game. So I literally had no choice but to stay up and watch the game.
Did you have a wee jiggle in the office?
Sorry?
Did you have a wee jiggle in the office?
Oh, mate, I jiggle all day.
Right, absolute scenes. And what about you, Michael?
So the plan was, after watching Norway Brazil with my Scots-Wegian next to me, was go to the Crown to watch the England game, but then it got delayed by that hour.
Yeah.
Because I had work the next day, I was like, I'm out. Straight in the van, drove home, set an alarm for 2 o'clock. The alarm went off. 5 minutes into the game, my head went off. Straight back to sleep, and missed the whole first half.
Oh, that's rude.
Yes.
That's rude. And we will definitely get to your game, but what about the England game? Did you kick on celebrations last till there, Chris?
My celebrations lasted until 1:30, and then I had to call it a night. I think I celebrated a bit too hard, so I had to go to bed.
You were on fire on the socials, so listeners, viewers, if you haven't seen it yet, get to our Instagram and have a look at Chris just really soaking
full
it
of
up.
emotion.
That brought a tear to my eye.
Yeah,
And,
you can never celebrate too hard.
Oh, there was tears
It
in
was
my
all,
eyes.
it was
I can
good
tell
viewing.
you that. Yeah.
Good viewing.
Need more tears in your eyes this Saturday
Yeah.
as well, mate.
Tears of happiness. Right?
It is going to be spicy. And I'm spewing because I tried to stay up for it, and when it got delayed, I'm like, okay, I need to have a bit of a kip. So I tried to squeeze in 1 hour, set the alarm, woke up at 2, and then fell asleep after 10 minutes, and it was daylight, and it looked like an absolutely cracking match that had everything. So yeah, run me through it, boys.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I was concerned. I didn't think England would win and get through. I just wasn't expecting that.
My prediction on last Pubcast
And
was...
you said Mexico would win 2-1. Yeah. And I think I went 2-1. I changed it ultimately to 2-2 in the hope that we would do it, and I wasn't expecting it. I wasn't expecting that, and it was a fantastic game. It was end to end. What a game, right? For the neutral as well. What a game.
It's definitely been one of the best of the World Cup.
Yeah, it has to be one of the best World Cup games. But
when you've got
brilliant.
Jude in there, what a player.
Do you think
Honestly.
he showed up in this game though, compared to some of the others?
I think he shows up all the time. The whole criticism that he always gets is the arrogance, he doesn't do this, he doesn't do that. He absolutely bossed that game. There was one point when he's on the left-hand side, and he's knocked it through 3 different people and just kept the ball. And then even when we went down to 10 men and Kane got taken off, he's down their end of the pitch, he's down our end of the pitch, he's in the middle of the pitch. He was all over the place. And everyone's talking about the altitude. Altitude, bruv.
Altitude.
Yeah.
And he certainly was the dude Bellingham.
Oh, he's unreal.
So it was absolutely brilliant, and very much Gaza-like, right?
Yeah.
Very much Gaza-like, and he was just bashing people apart, and he was absolutely brilliant. Jude Bellingham was brilliant, and he controlled that game, and he was brilliant.
It was a tough game. I've only seen the highlights, obviously. I didn't manage to stay up, but just from the highlights, and I know you've only seen a select part of the games, but it seemed like Mexico had the biggest chances, and it was, I'm sure Bellingham might have played a blinder, but
Pickford.
Some
That's
superb
the
saves.
save. down at his left-hand side in
and
the
then the
first
top
half.
corner one as well.
Yeah, ultimately, England, we were very lucky to win that game. And
You say lucky, but I mean, the decisions that Tuchel made, do you think at 3-2, he took off Harry Kane and he went very defensive? If they got a last-minute equaliser and it goes 3-3, you're like extra time and penalties. You've just taken off your best penalty taker.
Well, and this is exactly the point.
But you go, is that luck or is it good management? I mean, Dan Burns comes on.
But it's what every manager does, right? If you're winning the game and, you're winning the game and you want to hold out, you take off your offensive players, you bring on defensive players and hope that you hold out. And
you have to take that risk, right?
You have to take a risk. Of course you have to take a risk.
Which is why I think Egypt should have done the other night.
Which is why a lot of managers do. Every manager does it. Every manager does it. They have to. You have to take that risk. But the risk is, if the other team do score, now you've got all of your defensive players on the pitch. They've got all of their attacking players on the pitch. And there's only one winner from here on out, right?
And that winner was England. And getting that win, Michael James, what was the feeling? Was it relief or was it
I think at the end of that match, it wasn't even relief. It was like, oh my God, what a performance.
Yep.
Especially to go down to 10 men as well.
It was relief for me, man. I was relieved.
You look at that penalty decision against Kane, you're like, it's 50-50. If it's like you said, if the referee's giving it as no foul, why are VAR interfering? Because it's not given that it should be a penalty. So if the referee said it's not a penalty, why are you overturning it? So then if you look at it that way, then it finishes 3-1 and you're like, it wouldn't have been a relief, it would have been a very good performance and a great win.
So in terms of modern England knockout victories, where does this one sit in your opinions?
Oh, they've been knocked out so often, haven't they? So
no, do you know what? You say that, but you look at the last 4 tournaments before this with Southgate.
Yeah.
The one that did me was that Colombia penalty shooter. What was that? That was 0-0, right?
0-0.
And then Eric Dyer scoring the penalty to win it, and that was just pure. Especially because it was on a penalty shootout as well, and let's face it, England never really do well on a penalty shootout.
And neither of Clubber as well,
which
I found out.
The adulation from that was unbelievable. But and that again, I don't know if it was sleep deprivation or what, but I just was bouncing off the walls. I just couldn't believe it. I was like, come on. And especially going into that game thinking we're not going to win at all.
I was so relieved. I did not think we were going to win that game. I did not. I thought we were coming home. I did not think we were going to win that game.
Mexico didn't have far to travel, so
I did not think we were going to win that game, and I was just relieved. And yes, we were fortunate to win that game, but we won it. So come on, England.
So what I'd like to know is that the 10-man finish, everything seemingly you're up against everything, the home crowd, all of that. Does this result make you everything? Does this make you trust England more?
I wouldn't necessarily say trust them more, because the previous games you're like, oh come on, but you could see at the end of that game, you see the way that Bellingham collapses on the pitch after the final whistle goes. It's just pure oh my God, unbelievable. And then Harry Kane doing his interview afterwards, and he can't even talk. It's unbelievable. Where you're like, they've just gone and celebrated with all the fans that are out there.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine being in that stadium. Imagine what that must have felt like.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I was concerned about England against Dr. Congo and Mexico. I've been concerned, but listen, I don't think we deserve to win that game.
Against Mexico?
Yeah, we had. They were by far the superior team, Mexico. But I think we got away with one. But
I think
we won it, and that's what matters. And I think that there was brilliant. It was brilliant, I think that will spur us on. And do you know what? Now I'm full of confidence. Now the fact that we won dirty. If you will, we won dirty.
But you think if we hadn't gone down to 10 men, it wouldn't have been a dirty win? I don't think. If Kwanzaa doesn't get sent off, I don't think it would have been a dirty win.
Well, he got sent off. It was definitely a red card. We got sent off.
Well, we need Keir Starmer to put a position in
Well,
for
yeah, we need the king
England
to
have
ring
won,
up, don't we?
England have won, and the prize is Norway. And before we delve into that, Chris, that Brazil-Norway game, that one I did manage to stay up for.
What a game.
That was fantastic. That was a really good game of football. And how chuffed were you as a Norwegian watching that?
Unbelievable. Norway have never won a knockout game in the World Cup ever before. Now we win 2, and then we beat Brazil in one of them, and we're in the quarterfinals. The furthest we've ever made it. Like, we're just on cloud 9. This is unbelievable, and we really believe in the team. And like I was saying to you lot after the game, like, it's not just me, right? We deserve to win that game.
You deserve to win that game.
You're fantastic.
You look at the goals that we scored, and maybe Brazil switched off a little bit or whatever, and we just have a talisman up front that can pull it out.
I said to you, didn't I? Endrick missed that chance.
Yeah.
And I turned around and said to Chris, I said, I'll tell you what, if Haaland gets at least one of them, it's going in the back of the net.
Yeah.
5 minutes later, the head up, that's a goal.
That's what he does.
Unbelievable.
But and I watched the highlights back the next day just to confirm my thoughts during the game. But Brazil had some big chances. They did, and our goalkeeper, what a player! And big shout out to him because he was ridiculed, he was criticised before the tournament, and he's second choice at Sevilla. Not got much game time. He comes into this World Cup, he's fired up, he's making the saves, he's making big saves. And then he has that performance against Brazil.
It's time to take your opportunity, isn't it?
And this is it. The team are full of belief. The whole country's behind them, and I bet quite a few other countries are behind them.
No, they will be now.
Yeah.
But it's hard to describe my emotions after the game. Please, if you haven't seen that video,
honestly,
we could all see.
Pure disbelief is what I would describe it as, because when they scored the first goal, you could see the shock on his face. When the second goal went in, you could see the realization that we're going to win this game. Even when Brazil got the penalty, what was that? Like the last minute of the game,
minute or
and then you could see him going, "Oh, that's it, it's over." Like they're going to get another goal. Like you could see it. Like it was like an Egyptian fan the other day going 2-0 up, realizing Argentina are still going to win this game. Like that's what it was like.
Yeah, it was. And then when we pulled it off in the end,
it was great.
Yeah, I'll admit, I had tears in my eyes afterwards, and I'm probably mentioned it before on this podcast, but I'll mention it again. Norway have never lost to Brazil.
You did. You are the talisman. So
what up, Chris?
So I guess you've all been chatting about the quarterfinals coming up on Saturday and England's chances of winning, but I'm not sure anyone's that bothered. We had a day without football yesterday and everyone started watching Wimbledon, and we've got a very good chance of getting a Brit through a semi-final and into the finals, and I think that's probably more important than England winning a football match. And potentially Keir Starmer will also give us a second bank holiday if he wins on Sunday.
So, yes, Norway, Brazil, just to put a little bow on it, because we're going to be talking a lot about Norway coming up. I thought it was a fantastic game, and really, I'm flipping a coin this Saturday in terms of who I want to win. I'd be very happy for England to win, but I would also be equally as happy, sorry chaps, if Norway were to get the biscuits, because they've just, to me, been the funnest team, and Ireland is the man.
He is the man.
Scotland have been the funnest team. And Scotland's fans.
And speaking of the man, we were talking about him, Jude Bellingham. Just because of all his exploits in this World Cup, he's popping up all over the socials of all these nice things that he does, like fan interactions, just a lot of sick kid sort of interactions. Just is a really nice guy.
He's a really nice guy. I saw something about. So it was after the game, and there was a guy.
The reporter in the wheelchair.
The reporter in the wheelchair. And he was sort of asking a question, and you could see all the English people walking past.
Yeah.
And to be fair to this reporter, he was like, he called them by their first names, every single person. I was like, I have no idea who that person is, but he was calling them by their first name. It was like question.
Mm-hmm.
And like everyone just walked past, and And then Jude walks past and he says something to Jude, and Jude's like, "What's up, my friend?" And like just and I was like,
but even his reaction to Gabriel Moro after the game, the 17-year-old Mexican kid.
Yeah, he swapped shirts, right?
He swapped shirts with him, give him a hug, talk to him, and then you see when Morgan Rogers come on the pitch. Like, I don't know what the age difference is between him and Morgan Rogers. I don't know if it's like a year or two.
Yeah,
but
so,
he's then directing
two or 3 years, right? 2 or 3 years, if that.
And he's directing Rogers.
Yeah.
And like, you can see the level, like, for someone to maybe be younger than you, but then the respect that people give him because of what he's accomplished already in his career. What is he? He's 23 years old.
Bellingham,
Is that all he is?
23 years
There
old.
you
So I think Rogers is 23, so the same age.
Oh yeah. I think they've grown up together as well. So I think like they grew up both in Birmingham. So
that's why you love to see in players as well. Is that the whole, fame doesn't get to them.
Yeah.
They're
The
a lovely
ego
human
is
being.
it's not existent when it comes to
but
how they carry
he
themselves off the
was
field.
absolutely fantastic. And
I'll be the first to admit he annoys me a little bit with his behaviour on the pitch while he's playing football. Some of it I don't
when
like.
he plays for Real Madrid, absolutely. But
He's a bit
when
moany.
he's in England, it's fine.
But afterwards, hearing all this stuff, that's brilliant.
So let's move on with the hosts are now out. You got Canada out, USA, and of course Mexico. Easily the most satisfying was USA getting the boot.
Especially with the whole Balogun thing, it was.
Yeah.
I mean, but surprised to see Belgium being where they are. But I tell you what, shout out to Canada because they were so unlucky to lose that game to Morocco. I know they lost 3-0, but for the first half, they absolutely dominated that game. They should have been 2-3 up themselves.
Yeah, right.
They were brilliant in that first 45 minutes, and then obviously you go out. I mean, Mexico obviously going out to England is what it is, sort of thing. But
Mexico were unfortunate.
yeah, but to be honest, I was expecting the US to beat Belgium. I didn't have a Belgium win predicted. I generally thought it'd be the US that would go
Belgium
through.
have been disappointing, but
A 4-1 win as well.
They certainly
crazy.
turned up that night, though, didn't they?
Does that make them suddenly dangerous again, or
No.
is the jury still out?
I don't think they're dangerous. I think the USA are. They're enough.
I generally think for Belgium to be where they are, they've massively overachieved.
Yes.
I agree.
I agree. And the USA, I mean, they're a nothing team, to be honest.
And I think maybe Belgium used up their one great performance.
Yeah.
They had that in them, but I think they just had the one,
have that in
and they've
them,
used that up against the
but,
USA. And with all the context around the game,
I mean, yeah.
I love the Lukaku
but
Trumpy dance. That was
genuinely going into the third group game,
They were down and out.
Belgium were in third spot. They were in third place and in danger of going out. And now like they've just done that.
I'll tell you what, there is one thing from Belgium. Like, I'm glad to see Big Rom scoring goals. Like, when United signed him, I was so happy. I think he's such an underrated striker. He had a great season. He had great seasons at Everton. Great seasons before that at West Brom.
Yeah.
Chelsea had a decent time. United had a decent time. Then he goes to Inter, and then he goes back to Chelsea. And I just think the one coach that got the best out of him is Antonio Conte. When he got him lean, trimmed, I think he's a handful. But he's good. He's had that injury this season. It's good to see him come back and he's scored a couple of goals. And I'm quite happy for the Big Rom. I really like Lukaku.
I like Lukaku.
And I'm glad you said he's underrated because people keep forgetting, he's Belgium's top scorer of all time. He shows up for their nation. He shows up in these tournaments.
He's 33 years of age. He's been playing in. He joined Chelsea at 18, I think it was, and then went on loan.
We signed him from Genk.
Anderlecht.
18. Anderlecht.
Yeah,
Anderlecht, of course it was.
And then Anderlecht, and then he went on loan to West Brom. He had that.
Scored 12 Genk.
He last player to score a hat trick in a Sir Alex Ferguson game for West Brom Man United.
Yes, I remember that one.
Yeah, right.
Unbelievable. Shout out to Big Rom.
Yeah,
As
because
he's a good
he's
player.
basically the only focal point for Belgium, to be honest. And when you've got a 33-year-old that is doing that, it's probably asked a bit of questions, broadly speaking, of where Belgian football is at the moment. Is that a fair thing?
I think we can all
Of
agree that their
course.
golden generation's waning now. They've had that.
This is the end of their golden generation.
I mean,
for
4
sure.
years ago, the squad that they had 4 years ago was miles better than what they've got now.
Company, Hazard.
Vertonghen,
De Bruyne in his prime.
Vertonghen and who was the other one that played at Spurs as well? You had Vertonghen out of Vermaelen, so it was at Arsenal.
Yeah.
Alderweireld.
Alderweireld. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah. But
It's
mate, they had a good team, and they've never come close to.
But it's like I've seen an interview with Kevin De Bruyne, and they're talking about a Belgium golden generation. And he's like, "You talking about Belgium golden generation? Like Germany always have a golden generation. Brazil always have a golden generation. Like this is what he was saying at that point. England, Italy, France, Germany. Like, and you're like." For people to come and go, but this was a golden generation. You think every 4 years the team gets recycled. You're always, especially if you're a big nation, you're always going to have, to some extent, a golden generation.
But if you're a big nation, you always should have.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Of course you should have.
And speaking of big nations, Argentina pulled off another great escape. That match was something else. There has been some absolute beauties thrown up.
Can I start on this one?
You sure can. Go for
No.
it.
Because Egypt, I thought, were fantastic.
Egypt were awesome. Their keeper was immense.
Some incredible saves, and I thought they were fantastic. I thought Argentina, they had some good chances in the first half. Don't forget, that, as we said, the goalkeeper made some insane saves. The picture could have been a little bit different.
Saves.
But when Egypt went 2-0 up legitimately, and we'll get back to the disallowed goal in a bit, I imagine.
It's unbelievable.
But when they go 2-0 up, they're fantastic. And yes, Argentina had their chances. But I don't think the real Argentina showed up until Egypt went 2-0 up. And there's 20 minutes plus to go. That's when they were pummeling Egypt.
I generally think the biggest mistake that Egypt made was taking off Zico and the other winger. Like, they should have sat back and gone, do you know what?
They need a target man.
But keep them on and use their pace. Just hit the ball forward, because that's how they scored the goal that got disallowed and the second goal. Is they were counter attack. I said in the group, didn't I? What a counter attack!
It was
unbelievable.
The Egypt number 12, right? His name's Hassan Hassin.
Linked with Celtic. Yeah.
And
his career's
over. And I was watching the game. I was like, this guy's mustard. Like he was running the game. And he set up brilliantly for their second goal, and the disallowed one.
That should never have been disallowed.
Probably should have been disallowed.
I've watched that a few times, and I still struggle to see how that was brought back.
Look, I was thinking about this game afterwards, and genuinely, if Lisandro Martinez did not play for Man United, I would despise him. And I understand people hating Argentinian players. Genuinely, I've only ever liked 3 Argentinian players. That is Gabriel Batistuta, Romain Riquelme. It was so underrated. One of the greatest attacking midfielders you ever seen.
Oh, and he wasn't Man United, so
no, not Riquelme.
No, okay, but so carry on.
And he wasn't at Man United.
No, and he wasn't. No.
And before he came to Man United and was at Parma and Lazio, Sebastian Veron was one of the best midfielders I'd ever seen play football until he came to Man United. But Gabriel Heinze at Man United, if he hadn't been at United, I would have hated him. Lisandro Martinez now at United, if he wasn't at United, I would hate him. And there's something about the Argentinians.
Can I play devil's advocate on just that foul that they called before
for the
disallowed goal?
So the Egypt second goal that was disallowed for the foul.
Yeah, so if I can play devil's advocate, because just briefly going back to the Brazil-Norway game, the penalty that Brazil got, the first one, where Bruno Guimarães missed, iron slide tackles, and there's a little bit of debate on whether or not he gets the ball.
It depends what angle you look at.
Yeah. And I know we've already gone through that, but is that a penalty? Anyway. Consistency in refereeing. So you look at the replay. Is it what are we complaining about for the Egypt one? Is it that it took so long to between that event and then the goal, or is it just the fact that it shouldn't have been a foul in the first place?
Do you know what? I don't think it should have been a foul in the first place, but also as well, I think if the counter-attack hadn't been so quick, I don't think they go back to that. But the counter-attack was so quick that they turn around and go, it's in the same phase of play. And you're like, Is it in the same phase of play? There's been 2-3 passes since that. So for me, a phase of play would be a pass.
No, but they got the ball from that foul.
And they didn't lose it.
I don't know air quotes there.
That shouldn't be a phase of play.
Well, but technically, yes, it is, right? So they won the ball from the air quote foul, and they then counter-attacked, and that's what they scored from.
You see, like, because Argentina then go on and score a goal from the Salah. It was the trip. I wouldn't give it as a penalty. If it's outside the box, you're going as a free kick all day long. And the other one that happened in the penalty box, you're like, if it wasn't in the penalty box, it's a foul all day long. Which drives me mad, because if the same thing happens outside the box, inside the box, it should be the same.
Right, and there we go. So now we're talking about Argentina's third goal, right?
Yeah.
Now we're talking about Argentina's third goal, where Salah goes down in the box from a foul, and it was... Do you know what?
I think Salah's already going down, though.
And there we go. So Salah is clearly looking for this, and he's going down. Now, I would say, if it was outside of the box, that the referee would have given that as a foul. But because it was inside the box, the referee then has to say that's a foul and also a penalty. And and the fact that they've gone up the other end and scored, it's kind of like, right, so I'm saying that Argentina's goal didn't count, and also a penalty to Egypt, and that's a huge shout.
I mean, it's game changing, right?
It's a game changer. It's a game changer. But equally, saying no is also a game changer, right? But saying no is the easiest thing to do.
The biggest thing from that game is getting robbed of arguably what would have been one of the best goals of the tournament.
That was fantastic.
Yeah, it was unbelievable.
That was a great.
It was unbelievable. Like, just like, obviously not the finish itself, but the
just
whole
the taking
play
on the
behind,
players,
before it is just. You look at it and you go, you're just like, wow.
That's football that you don't quite see as much anymore. The wingers just purely taking them on.
Marshall, we'd be here all night if we start talking about wingers taking on players.
See the
honestly.
movement of the striker as well, when he just went, and then he gets in the right moment, and you could see it being a goal all day long when the winger had the ball.
Yeah.
And before we move on, Marshall, I just want to ask one question. See, for Egypt's disallowed goal, the guy rips his top off, he gets a yellow card.
So
the goal is disallowed. The yellow card stays.
The yellow card
I am
stood.
absolutely okay with that.
Yeah, no, definitely, yeah.
100% okay. I just wanted your
Which
opinion
I was then
on that.
thinking, when he then scored again, I was thinking, don't take it off,
Don't
take it off, don't take it off. Because my first instinct would have been to be like,
Now listen, look, you know, if it's stood or not stood, the rules are, don't take your fucking top off.
Yeah.
So you took your top off, it didn't count. Well, it might not have counted, but you still took your top off. So you still break the rules, yellow card. It's like Richarlison, right, for Tottenham. He's always, he's got a record for...
Yeah, scoring a goal, taking his top off and getting disallowed.
Getting yellow cards for goals that have not stood is like ridiculous.
He probably got more yellow cards for taking his top off last season and celebrating a goal that got disallowed than goals that he actually scored.
Exactly. And I agree. If you take your top off, stood or not, you definitely need to be disciplined for it, because you're not allowed to do it, dickhead.
It's good job me or you didn't take our tops off. We would have got a red card.
Mate, no one wants to see that.
So yes, Argentina is still alive, and I think that was just a fantastic match. That was absolutely ridiculous.
Just say that the goal that Enzo Fernandez scored was the 3,000th goal in the World Cup finals.
I like it. That's a good start.
The 3,000th goal. And technically, there's not been another goal because the other game ended 0-0. And I'm assuming penalties don't count because...
That's right. Yeah. So, speaking of the other games, we got Spain 1, Portugal none. Ronaldo, end of an era. There's a little bit of controversy, not controversy, but a bit of chat about perhaps he has kind of bogged the team down a little bit. How did you guys see his exit of the...
Do you know what? Obviously, as a United fan, obviously I love Ronaldo. I've got a lot of... Yeah, he's like one of my greatest of all time. I know that this whole talk of Ronaldo bringing this Portuguese team down, it drives me mad, because he's not the only player that didn't perform in this World Cup for Portugal.
True.
Bruno Fernandes had a brilliant season for Man United. He's not done anything in this World Cup.
Yeah.
Bernardo Silva's been in and out of the team. The only thing he did was having a fight with Rodri after the game. That was it. 2 ex-teammates now. Fatina's not really done much. Joe Neves has had a decent competition. He scored a goal, but he's had a good competition. But then you're playing like Neto's not really done much. Rafael Leao's been in and out of the team. You've then got João Cancelo, who I look at, and again it's biased because I know a lot of United fans hate Diogo Dalot, but for me, I'd have put him on. At least he'll get down the wing, put the ball in the back, put the ball in the box. And but this whole, I don't know what it is. Like, I don't understand people's hatred for Cristiano Ronaldo. I do not understand it.
I think his place in the Portugal squad, World Cup squad, is completely merited.
Yeah, it's definitely merited. Yes.
Do you start him in every game and let him play 90 minutes in every game?
But this is where you come in as a manager and you turn around and go, he brings on Gonzalo Ramos the game before and he scores the winner. Why did you not bring him on against Spain? I mean, that game was boring.
It was begging for a goal, wasn't it?
It was just the whole thing with Spain. It's all neat and tidy. Pass here, pass there, move here, move there. But let's not get to the box. Let's just keep hold of possession. Pass. And it is so boring to watch. But they come up with the.
They get the job done though.
Olazábal should have scored in the first half. Oh my God, how he missed that! That was unbelievable. I couldn't believe he missed it. And then maybe that makes the game completely different. But for them, again, another nation like Spain that you're just like,
maybe they cancelled each other out a little bit. But I feel like if we're talking about Ronaldo and if he's bringing Portugal down, yes and no. You don't start well, maybe you do start him, but you don't play him for 90 minutes.
Yeah. No.
And Gonçalo Ramos, he's a class striker.
Yeah. Is a decent
start him,
striker.
He's on form and all that, but you definitely use Ronaldo.
Yeah.
You just don't use him as much as
I think
you did.
That's fair.
Some of the stuff that I liked is like you see against Uzbekistan when Nuno Mendes scores that free kick. All the commentators, Ronaldo's not going to let anyone take this, blah, 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 and then Mendes scores it and everyone's like, oh my God, he let someone else take the free kick. You're like,
right, but
so there's a bit of that narrative that people kind of want to.
But again, I don't really
him.
understand why everyone looks at him like he's never for the
but
team.
as I said in the previous podcast, like once that goal happened with the Nuno Mendes, like Nuno Mendes has scored the goal, and he's like he goes off celebrating, and Ronaldo's like, touching my forehead now. He's like, like smarts. I've got smarts. Like they're all expecting me to take it, but like he's took it, and that's.
Yeah, but
that's,
you could see why he's doing that.
But he's claiming.
He's not. See, it depends how you look at the narrative because maybe he's not claiming. Maybe
he is.
Maybe it's a point for him to turn around and go.
He's claiming a victory there.
I don't think he's claiming a victory.
He's
all right, gentlemen. While we're talking about boring
victory.
football, we had Switzerland and Colombia.
You say boring. I generally thought that was an entertaining game.
It was, but
I generally thought
I'm
it was.
talking more about Switzerland. I think they can be accused of being a little bit. Throughout this tournament, they haven't really set the world on fire in terms of they are very structured.
But they're on merit.
Yeah,
massively they're on
100%.
merit.
100% they are, and it's on the back of I feel like very disciplined, and they don't go for the razzle dazzle like a lot of the other countries
But they
do.
haven't got the razzle dazzle players as well. That's the thing. You look at Brel
Exactly.
and Bello.
Yeah.
And Bolo's been played in the last 4 or 5 tournaments for Switzerland.
Yeah, and Bolo.
And he came through from Basel as meant to be. He's going to be.
I remember this kid was supposed to be the next wonder kid. Like,
I mean,
the next Freddie Adu.
The one that's playing right back, Zakaria.
Zakaria.
You had it Chelsea. He was on loan at Chelsea a few years ago, weren't he? Sure, you
So-
got him on loan
no,
from
we had
Juve.
We had a defensive midfielder.
That was him.
Zachary,
He normally plays defensive midfield, but he's been playing
we
at
had
right
him
back.
as defensive midfielder on loan for a year.
They've never replaced Liechtensteiner, have they? Was it Stefan
Liechtensteiner?
Liechtensteiner?
Yeah.
So it went to penalties, of course, and Colombia just crumbled a little
They were
bit.
shocking.
I'll tell
weren't
you,
they?
That was terrible
you
penalty.
got to feel for them. We've seen a few blowouts. Australia were guilty of that.
You've got to hit the target. A Kanji hitting the crossbar.
Akanji went over the crossbar.
Oh, it was Akanji that went over. Davison Sanchez hits the crossbar.
Sanchez was trying to hit the crossbar for
Honestly,
Colombia.
yeah. But
Colombia, and then Akanji is just like, score this, mate, and you're putting your team 3-0 up, 3-1 up.
You've just got to
or
hit the
something.
target. But I mean, going back to penalties and talking about people taking penalties. I mean, Messi obviously missed a penalty against Egypt.
Yeah.
He's The fourth one is
But that Egypt goalkeeper was
it was perfect.
dynamite in that game.
So this is Swiss's first World Cup since 1954. So they're breaking records and breaking hearts. Big.
First quarter-final since 1954.
That's the one. That's the one. That's why you're the man with all the know-how, Chris.
But
So I guess just in a nutshell, because we've got the France-Morocco game coming up very shortly. James needs to go do a wee. And before we get to that, I'm getting something through my headphones. Steve, he's got the weather, boys.
Come on, Steve.
Steve, what have you got for us?
Hi lads, it's Weatherman Steve here. Just a quick one. It's fucking hot in Miami, a little bit damp, and the humidity is bloody high. Been to a few bars and no dolphins anywhere. See you later, lads.
Love it, Steve.
Oh, he'll be in a bit of trouble there.
Steve-o. Alrighty, so coming up, we are into the big boy pants areas.
It's about time I got into them.
Quarterfinals, baby.
Let's
Quarterfinals.
Here we go.
It's a different buzz, and we've got the game on right now. They're coming out with the ball, so we've got 15 minutes of power before we go in and enjoy that one. France, Morocco. Which one of you boys is taking the lead on that?
I'll do that one. France will win this game 2-1. I think France, they're absolutely by far looking the best team at this World Cup. But I think Morocco will get a sneaky goal because they are looking a good team as well. But I think France will do enough to get through.
Good show.
2-1.
2-1. Okie dokie. Spain, Belgium.
Oh, that's an intriguing game. Because if you look at Belgium's last performance, and again Spain's possession, I reckon it'd be tight. I could see Spain sneaking it again 1-0.
She said.
James.
But I can see it being 1-0 Spain. Yeah.
Give us some what's happening in it.
I just think it's going to be really tight. I think Spain are going to dominate possession. Belgium are going to really try and hit on the counter, but it's the legs. If they've got the old boys in, they haven't got the legs to really hit on the counter. So I don't know. Is Doku? Is he back in the squad?
He's back.
Because I don't think he's played that, has he?
I don't know if he's played.
I think for me, you've got to get him on the pitch because
I'm sure he's back,
Yeah.
right? His kid's only born once,
Yeah.
and that was last week, so...
you've got to get him on the pitch because then that's a way for them to open the game up and get the runners in behind. You've got Trossard, you've got... if you get KDB involved in the game and if he can get on it and he's got the likes of Trossard and Doku on the wings, and then it depends what Big Rom does. Like, and Di Catalaya, he scored them 2 goals, and it's whether he can follow that on from scoring the 2 goals.
What's your prediction?
I reckon 1-0 Spain.
1-0 Spain. All right, I'm going to be cheeky. At what stage of the game are they scoring their goal?
I reckon it'd be late again.
So we're talking 80 minutes?
Yeah, 80 plus minutes, yeah.
80 plus minutes, all right. And what about you? So what was your scoreline, sorry, James?
Well, I went 2-1 to France.
All right, I'm going to be really cheeky. Give me the time frames of when these 3 goals are being scored.
It's going to happen in the 17th minute and then in the 47th minute for France, and then Morocco will get an 83rd minute consolation.
Oh, that's very
And
good.
just pummel the French goal, but they hold out, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
All right.
And wrapping...
That's not a prediction. That's going to be the way it happens.
And the man who knows exactly what's going to happen is Chris. You've been on fire with your predictions. You called the 2-1 Norway, Brazil. What have you got for us with Argentina, Switzerland?
I swear you're going to say a different game there, but
Beef versus chocolate, isn't it?
beef versus chocolate. Beef always wins for me. So I think Switzerland are going to be stubborn. Argentina are going to win 2-0.
Mm-hmm.
And Messi's going to get one of them.
Right. At what stage of the game will they be scored, in your opinion?
Second half. First goal will be in the 60-something minute. Second one will be in the 80-something minute when Switzerland suddenly decide that they need a goal.
Mm-hmm. Very sound. And what are we looking out for in terms of the way that the game's being played? What do you think?
You know, I think Argentina won't be... I think they'll play a bit careful in the beginning. I think they'll have a couple of chances at the start. But Switzerland, as we've seen, they're quite resolute, quite structured as a team. So I think they'll be hard to break down. Whether Switzerland let them have the ball, possibly. But I think just eventually Argentina are going to break them down. Because Switzerland just won't be going. They won't be throwing their players forward until they're already down.
Yeah.
And then that will open up the opportunity for Argentina to score that second goal, which they will, and that's why it'll end 2-0.
Just add one thing on that. If it does get nasty, it's going to be nice to see Xhaka get himself stuck in as well, because he won't hold back. He'll get stuck in on that.
And Xhaka's been a main man for them. He's done very well for them.
Yeah.
And I think,
I just don't see Switzerland winning that game, to be honest.
No, I didn't see Switzerland winning the game either.
Alrighty, so you boys have been very congenial tonight. You two versus Chris.
Boo, Chris, boo.
Just wait for Saturday, mate.
So I reckon we give the listeners and the viewers, and for the listeners, Michael's just given the one across the throat. It's getting into
Undertaker.
It's given.
Going down, bitch.
There we go. So the gloves are off. We're going to give this one 7 minutes of chat. I would like, Chris, for you to open up your accounts. Why are Norway going to win, and what do you expect from this game?
Well, the obvious answer to that is Haaland, and just his ability to score a goal. He needs a moment. That's all he needs. Whether England switch off just briefly, that's your opportunity. Now, what I would like to add is that we do have a couple wingers, especially on the left flank, that can cause some damage. Nusa's been a bit up and down this tournament, but see if he's on his game, he can make a difference. And then if he doesn't, well, we'll put on Schindler.
Well, that's what I had my hand up there for you, Chris, because ever since, again, one of your earlier social moments, you spoke about why Norway should be excited, and Sheldrup was one of those players. And I felt when he came on against Brazil, kind of changed the game a little bit for you, but as you were.
He absolutely did. So everyone's focused on Haaland scoring those 2 goals, and rightly so. They were fantastic goals. The movement and just, his touch is there, and his finishing, no doubt.
You were quite shocked that Nusa came off at half-time and Sheldrup come on at half-time as well in that game.
I was.
Nusa was on a yellow card, though, right? He is on a yellow card.
Correct, and he's not the kind of player that is going to get a lot of yellow cards anyway, so I was surprised that
he'd come off for that reason. I figured he'd
possibly, but he didn't have the greatest first half.
He didn't have the good first half,
and I was surprised he came off at half time, because I would have given him until the 60th minute, because he's a moment's player as well. You keep giving him the ball, he'll keep going at it, and then suddenly he gets through and scores a goal. I'm not mad that Schindler came on. He's just as good as Nusa. He's a slightly different player. And then in the post-match interview, they asked Solbakken, the Norway manager, why did you do that? He took Sørloth off, who was on the right wing. He did not play a good first half. He kept losing the ball. I still think he's a good player, but he did not play well. No, he's not, right? He's a number 9. But you have to accommodate Haaland. And then Nusa did not have the greatest first half, so you bring in someone else that can hold the ball. And that's what Solbakken was saying. He said, we are playing a game here where we need to hold on to the ball, and we need the players to do that. And the 2 players that started the game, they're more forward-thinking, they're very direct, whereas Bob came on and Schindler came on, and they like to hold on to the ball. And in some cases, that annoys the hell out of me.
They're not natural wingers, though, are they? They're more receive the ball and come inside rather than Nusa's going to stay out on the wing. I know Sørloth is not a winger, but he was asked to stay out wide, and he was used as the wide target man.
Yeah.
But then you've got Sheldrup and Oscar Bob, who are then going to come in and link the play with Odegaard and try and look for Haaland. And then Sheldrup can take the player on, but his game is more to bring it down, see what's about, and then see if he's going to take it on. Whereas Nusa's going to just try and run.
Try to go past players. And he can do that. We've seen that. Schindler can also do that, but yes, he does take a moment to see what's around him and stuff. So back to your question, Marshy. it's not just about Haaland, it's about those players too. And already that's 4 other players that could make a difference. And we haven't even mentioned Ødegaard. Now, England will be focused on Haaland and Ødegaard, of course. 1, because they know them from the Premier League, and 2, because they're our 2 best players. But we have other options here, and that's why I think we have a chance.
So, Chris,
Patrick Berg. Yeah, I think Berger's been very underrated in this tournament.
100% agree. No, Patrick Berg.
And then you've got Sander Berger. And then on top of that as well, you go to the defence and you've got Christoph Ayer. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's decent players there.
He's an okay defender, but he's had a phenomenal World Cup.
And may I ask, before we move on to the 3 lions, how are Norway going to expose England? What do you think their weaknesses are that marry into what Norway can do?
Well, I think we've already spoken about it in previous podcasts. Their right-back position. I think their their midfield are much stronger than ours. Not by a significant amount, but I mean they're world-class midfield. So if they control that against us, then we're going to struggle. But if we can get it out to the wings, I think we stand a chance, especially down their right flank.
Down our right.
Yeah.
Because Saka does not
track back.
to track back.
No.
Neither does Madueke.
And neither does Madueke, and this is a huge problem.
And then, so that's all the positives I can bring from the Norway side. What I think will, and you'll probably touch upon it as well, is if England press us like they did against Mexico, full press, I think we'll be a bit shaky. We like to hold on to the ball, and we've shown that we can do that under pressure, but I think England are just slightly higher quality in how they press, and I think that's a danger point for us.
Very well met. English boys, what do you have to say to that?
I think our biggest issue in this game is Rice got booked in the first minute against Mexico. If Rice and Bellingham both start, they're both on yellow cards, and if one of them picks up a yellow card, they're out for the semi-final if we get through. And I think that's a major factor in this game, because you're going to want to hold off on tackles. You're not going to want to be getting yourself booked. I mean, I was listening to the radio earlier, and I can't remember who said it, but someone said, go out there, if you feel a tackle's there to be made, make it. If you're going to get booked, at least get booked for something that's worth it. The petulance and arguing with referee and stuff like that, if you get booked for something like that, you're stupid.
Yeah.
So you've got to try and keep your head in the game. And like I said, if you go for the ball...
Declan Rice, first minute yellow card against Mexico is completely unnecessary. Yeah. It's in their half.
He did well to see the rest of the game out.
He done well to see the rest of the game out. He done very well to see the rest of the game out. But his yellow card in that first game was completely unnecessary. There's like, no need for that, mate. First minute, why are you fucking doing that? Right? There's no need for that. Yeah. And what you said is a good point.
I just generally think after the last game, Gordon's got to start. So
he has to start. He was one of our best players.
If Saka's fit, you've got to start Saka over Madueke. Kane's obviously going to start, and then it'll be Bellingham, Rice, and Anderson. And I'd say keep if James back now.
I don't know. They said they're going to.
Still a doubt.
They said they're going to try and rush him back, but I really hope they don't, because
you might as well.
I was looking at Chelsea's. I don't want to rush him back and giving him injections, and then.
Yeah, don't worry about Chelsea. We're talking about England.
No, I'm worried about Chelsea.
Yeah, but don't worry about that.
I don't want to be giving him injections.
If he's available for the game, you got to play him.
If it's available, but I don't want him to give him painkiller injections.
But he should be doing it. If this was 20 years ago, you'd be playing. If you're 50% fit, you'd be playing football.
Yeah, maybe.
Now, if you're 99% fit, you don't play football. It's crazy.
Maybe, but
and he's going to want to play. If he can, he'll want to play.
And that's a problem.
Yeah.
I think he's going to want to play, and if they say to him, here's a painkiller injection, we know that you're injured, take this though, get you through the game.
I'll tell you what, if he...
And let's say he takes it, and he plays the game, right? But then we get through against Norway, but now he's ruled out now, because he can't...
Just take 2 painkiller injections, what's up with you?
No.
I'm not being funny, if you're in a World Cup quarter-final with the potential to go into a semi-final, and you've got a bit of a niggle and you can get through it with an injection,
100%
do it. Because you've got 2 more games to play in the space of a
potentially,
week.
if you don't have a bit of a niggle, you'll be like, look, you boys do your job, and I'll be fit for the semi-final and the final.
What if you don't get there?
Well,
because he doesn't play.
Then I go home and have 100%.
Yeah, but I'm not listening to you talk about Chelsea. We're here to talk about England.
So we are here to talk about England at this very moment in time. Michael, what do you think England can do to exploit Norway?
There's plenty they can do. Like you said, if you're just looking at Norway's team, you turn around and go, wow, they've got 2. They've got 1 world-class player. They've got potentially a second exceptional player. He's not had the best of seasons this season. But if you can nullify Odegaard, that ball's not getting to Haaland. And let's face it, Haaland's not going to do a Kane and come deep to get the ball. No. He's going to be up there waiting for a pass to come through. He's going to be in that box, elbows, 100%, whatever else, trying to get involved.
100%.
If you turn it the other way round and you've got the Norwegian defenders going, oh, what do I do with Harry Kane? What do you do? Because if he drops off into that midfield area, they're going to be like, do I go, do I stay? And then that's when you try and then get your Gordon, your Saka, your Bellingham to run on beyond him. I mean, Kane, for me, is arguably one of the best passers of the ball in the world. If he brings it down, turns, and he sees someone running into the gap,
he's a clever boy.
Oh, he's going to put it there. Unbelievable.
He's brilliant.
His brain, watching him play as coming deep, it reminds me of Sheringham so much. The way that Teddy could just watch, especially for England, the way that his peripheral vision was, get the ball, where am I going? And Sheringham is not one of the greatest strikers of all time. Harry Kane is one of the greatest strikers of all time. But the ability to read the game and then get yourself into a position,
that's class.
It's unbelievable. If Haaland did that, Haaland's then got the pace to then just, if he dropped deep, laid it off and then sprinted, Haaland's got the pace to do that.
He's through on goal.
Whereas Harry Kane doesn't really have the pace to do that. So, but the way that England are going to get through Norway, they're going to dominate possession, but they need to make sure that they use it in an effective way. You can't, it's all very, very well and good at being at each side of the penalty box, but you've then got to do something with it and make sure that that ball gets in there for Bellingham to get on the end of it, for Harry Kane to get on the end of it. Look at the 2 goals we scored against Mexico. Yeah. Both balls into the box and Bellingham's there, bang, bang. That's what I've always said, get the ball out wide, get the ball in the box, get as many players in the box as possible. Someone's going to get on the end of it. Even if it's a defender, it takes a lucky ricochet and it just ends up in the back of the net.
And I think that's how you're going to score one of your goals. Yeah.
I don't understand why people don't play football like that anymore. It's crazy.
Yeah, just bang it in rather than sort of wait for that perfect opportunity, just get it in.
The ball doesn't have to be perfect.
Yeah.
It could be just as long as it gets in the box and someone gets on the end of it.
Any kind of deflection.
That's right. It. That's all you want.
So James. Do you agree with what Chris was saying in terms of how Norway could exploit England?
100%. I mean, by far and away, England are weakest down the right-hand side. Madueke, Saka do not track back. They don't. And, our one fit right back, Reece James, is injured. So now it's a makeshift right back. It's a Jarrell Kwanzaa, who doesn't not really a right back.
He's not playing.
Well, he's not going to play now because he's suspended.
Yeah.
But so that's the point, though, right? But Jarrell Kwanzaa is a makeshift right back. And now, so now,
we've always got Trevor Chalobah.
If Reece is not fit, which I don't know if he will be, unless they give him the painkiller injections, you're now talking. We're going to put Dred Spence there, so Spence is going to play right back. And
then you got Nico on the left anyway. So.
Yeah, so Nico on the left, Spence on the right, and.
So do you think Tuchel will do anything different to address that?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope he doesn't start Spence at right back.
Yeah.
And Mike just said it, but Chalobah, I would start Chalobah at right back.
Yeah.
Is this just
I start Chalobah at right back. He's played right back at Chelsea. He can do a job there. And, Konsa, I think, and Gahey have done well together. So I wouldn't want to mix that up. I wouldn't want to sort of put... Because the obvious answer would be put Concert at right back and then bring on John Stones. I don't want to do that. I want to keep Gahey and Concert together. I want to find another solution at right back, and Livramento didn't come. So you pick Chalobah. Let's put Chalobah at right back.
There has been a rumour of him going free at the back, and then Saka as a wing back and Gordon as a wing back.
So I wouldn't like that. I would not like that.
Fellas,
wouldn't like that.
it's going to be a massive game, no doubt about it. It's on at a very friendly time this time, 10 o'clock, Saturday night. The stage is set, so we've all heard your predictions for the other games, but just to cap off this episode, I would like a prediction, and yeah, you know the drill. We'll start with you, Chris. Norway won the toss and elected to go first.
I'm going to have to go with my heart here, lads. 3-2 Norway. Haaland and Kane to score.
And I want time frames.
For all 5 goals?
Yes, please. Really quick.
You know what? Huge shock. Norway scores first. England equalise. Norway score again. This one is Haaland. He scores the 2-1 goal. I have no idea who's going to score the first one. And then we go 3-1 up. England get a late consolation. Kane penalty.
Kane penalty. I'd be worried, boys. He's getting very, very good at these sorts of things.
Call me a nugget.
You're what? Love it. Michael.
I reckon 3-1 England.
3-1?
Yeah. Super Jude. I reckon, if Saka plays, I've got a feeling he's just going to turn up. I'd love to see Saka just turn up at this World Cup and just out of nowhere just spark something on that right wing, cut in on his left foot, top bins. Yeah. Jude, Kane, Saka to score.
Yeah. And Ireland getting the goal?
Nah.
No goals?
Christoph Asia. A header in the 89th minute as a consolation.
Nice, I like that.
All right,
good
last but certainly not least, James.
So I'm going to go 3-1, as did Michael, to the mighty England. I don't fear anyone
so
now.
outnumbered here.
Yeah, I was worried about Mexico and Dr. Congo, but after the Mexico game, yeah, like we can win ugly, and I think we're going to do enough here, and I think, it's going to be an easy victory, to be honest. So 3-1 England. Haaland won't score. I don't know about Asia, but I'll give Odegaard a free kick. How about that?
That sounds pretty comprehensive, and not that anyone asks me or cares, but 2-2, and England are going to lose in penalties. I'm sorry, gentlemen.
Let's go, Marshy. Let's
go. I'm sorry. I thought I'd just have to come to the table and help out poor old Chrissy over there. Not that Norway need any help, nor do England. I think both teams deserve to be where they're at, and it's just going to be a fantastic game of football.
Congratulations, one and all.
That's right. May football be the true winner.
Yeah, football is the winner.
Let football prevail.
Football's always the winner.
Alrighty.
Congratulations, boys.
Yeah, well done for making it this far. And there's going to be some happy tears and some sad tears, followed by plenty of beers and cheers. We would like to say thank you to the Enderby for having us. It is truly a great spot. If you haven't been to this part of the river of Greenwich, I would certainly get down. Get out there while the sun is shining, and
views.
You cannot go wrong.
Views.
And if you want to have functions, they've got the octopus room. They've got that many spaces in here.
It's literally
insane.
so many floors.
Oh yeah, so many floors. And earlier I said this isn't renowned for being a sporting pub, but if I cast my eyes to the left, they've got a TV in a beautiful position where we've got France, Morocco playing right now. It's currently 19 minutes in. It's 0-0, and the fun is to come.
0-0.
So. That's it.
I've been placed in the wrong spot here, haven't I? I can't see.
You are. So
I hadn't noticed it, so now that I've noticed it, I'm going to be checking this out.
So we're going to say ta-ta and farewell, but please do make sure you follow us on the socials. You get to see the boys doing all sorts of funny things and just giving wild predictions and who knows what else. So
yeah,
bring on Saturday.
Ta-ta.
Bye, friends.